How's it going, everyone? Cubeologist here. Today is going to be my review of the Fangshi GuangYing. Alright, so I unboxed this cube a little over a week ago, maybe a little less, I'm not sure. But if you guys remember, the corner cutting was really bad out of the box. Let's take a look at corner cutting. We'll just go to 45. No. Actually, a piece takes a little bit of effort. So let's try another side. Maybe it's tensioning. And no. So not necessarily the best corner cutting out of the box. But since then, I've actually taken the cube apart, had to remove just a little bit of flash, and I lubed the core, and I put just a little bit of lube on the pieces. So I know you guys, if you're familiar with Fangshi, know that they actually perform pretty well dry, but I think this cube's made out of a different kind of plastic, and it actually responds pretty well to a little bit of lubrication. So I want to show you guys now, since I've actually taken care of this cube, it cuts 45 pretty easily, and maybe even a little bit over. And reverse is about a little less than a piece still. But I think reverse corner cutting is more designed than it is set up. But anyway, you know, almost a full piece. So this cube has been performing extremely well. This is basically all that I've been using for the last week, aside from a couple new puzzles that I got. And I'm super impressed with the performance of this. But before I get into showing you all how this cube performed for me, I want to show you the differences between this and the GuangYing version 2. Alright, so taking a look at the edge pieces here, you can see that the GuangYing is actually a little narrower here and a little bit taller if you're looking from the base to the point there. So that's new, and the whole torpedo design here is actually a little bit smaller on the GuangYing, but it still doesn't pop at all. And there are some changes from this view as well. You can see that this whole piece is a little bit more narrow on this, so it's a little bit more of a sleek design, but the overall design concept is the same. There are two pieces that fit together just like in the GuangYing, and then the cap fits over them. So if you don't like the fact that there's a cap on the pieces, you still wouldn't like this design, but it feels a lot different. With the corners, it's kind of the same story. Very similar as far as construction goes. You've got the cap over the single piece here, and then this piece is separate, but the stalk is actually a little longer and the base is a little smaller. I think it provides the better feel. There's more room in the cube for pieces to move around, and it's a little bit less locky. And now I know it's kind of hard to see on the black cube, but the actual mechanism is pretty similar. They've added these pieces right here, I guess, to give it a smoother feel and a faster feel, and believe me, this cube is crazy fast, but everything else is pretty much the same. The piece under the center is actually separate from the actual part that has the cap on it, and the same core, and it looks pretty similar, but it feels totally different. Now, one thing that's noticeably different about this cube from the GuangYing version 2 is the feel. Even out of the box, this cube didn't have the scratchy feel that we've come to be used to with Fangshi cubes, and I kind of like that. I know a lot of people liked that scratchy feel. That's kind of what they came to associate with a Fangshi puzzle, but I think they've stepped up the kind of plastic that they use, or at least changed it, because it feels much better to me. Although this cube does retain that kind of rattly, a little bit loud sound that you get with most Fangshi cubes. Just listen. You know, you can tell that there's a lot of moving pieces, and it kind of snaps into place a lot, and it's a little bit clacky, but that's not that big of a deal, especially if you like that feel, because the sound of a cube isn't going to deter you from using it if you really enjoy it. So would I recommend this cube? If you like Fangshi cubes, definitely. This is the best performing Fangshi cube that I've ever used, to be honest with you. I had the version 1, and I used it forever after my Zanchi. And then I had the version 2 that I traded for at a competition. So above all of those, this one stands alone. And I actually got a personal best average of 5 with this cube. It was a 16 point something. I'll put it at the end of this video so you can check it out. Is this cube going to be my main? Probably not, just because I don't really enjoy the feel. But it is functionally a really good cube. just not my preference, you know what I mean? But definitely check it out. It's $15 right now at the Cubicle. I'll put a link down in the description. And I really want to thank them again for sending me this cube. It's probably my backup main right now. It surpassed my New Island Phoenix because even though I don't enjoy the feel, it's hard to argue with pure numbers. And this cube definitely gets the numbers for me. It just has some really strange lockups when I do this algorithm that I can't really understand. But it's probably just my turning style. But check out this average of 5 I got. It was kind of lucky because the second 14 was a PLL skip. But I'm still really happy with it, and I'm still happy that I got a personal best. And I really appreciate you guys watching. You'll hear from me really soon, as always. I've got a review of the Yushin 4x4 and 3x3 coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. And like I said, guys, once again, thanks for watching. Thanks to the Cubicle. Give it a like if you enjoyed, and you'll hear from me soon. Bye, guys.